Hi guys, it is Raygun Bunny, and today we are going to try something a little different. I have been interested in sharing video games I like with you guys, and I like some kind of interesting titles, so I thought that this would be the first review / history of the game that I would give you. Please remember to like and subscribe if you like this video. If you are anything like me, the Bratz had a chokehold on your life like no other in the early 2000s. My favorite was Jade, also known as Cool Cat. Her signature color was pink, and she wore the most iconic punk-inspired outfits. One of the first video games I played growing up was the Bratz video game on the original PlayStation. The game was released in 2002 and played similarly to Dance Dance Revolution, using a controller instead of a dance pad. You could choose to play as Sasha, Chloe, Jade, or Yasmin, but this was the only game where you were able to choose Megan as a character. As you progress through the levels, you earn new venues and unlocked outfits for the girls. The gameplay was very repetitive but addicting because you wanted to unlock all the bonuses for each stage. This was the first game that I ever rage quit. To be fair, I was an 8-year-old who hadn't played many games beforehand, so I was not very coordinated. The developers of the game described it as a wild ride through hip-hop and anime culture. As video games continued to expand in size of the map and adding side quests, the Bratz video games needed to adapt. In the mid-2000s came a game that permanently altered my brain chemistry: Bratz Rock Angels. The Bratz Rock Angels video game was released for PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, and Windows PC in 2005. Bratz Rock Angels was an open world style game with a main story quest and multiple side quests for each of the stages around the globe. The game starts in the Bratz home of Stylesville, and as you progress, you can travel to London, Paris, and the final stage at the mansion. These quests unlock upgrades and customizations for the girls that were ahead of their time. In this game, you were able to paint the makeup on the character's face however you wanted. You could use multiple shades of makeup at the same time and create absolute masterpieces or the absolute ungodliest things I had ever seen. Not to mention, the soundtrack for this game was the perfect edgy 2000s mix, including tracks from Ally and AJ and Chloe's original song Grow Up. I would customize the playlist so all the edgy songs would play, and I would dress Jade up to look like one of the models from Abby Dawn. The most recent addition to the Bratz video game collection is called Flaunt Your Fashion. It was released in 2022 for the Xbox One, Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStations 4 and 5. The announcement of the game was initially well received by former and current Bratz fans for the nostalgia factor, but traction for the game halted soon after release. This game followed the main four Bratz as they built their magazine audience through attending global events. The events varied from fashion shows, musical performances, and an X Games style event. Even though the events for each stage were different, the gameplay felt the exact same. Personally, I was so excited to find out that there was going to be a new Bratz game, but I got my hopes too high. Overall, I thought the Bratz Flaunt Your Fashion game was alright. It was easy to complete. It had collectible-based achievements that had me continue playing, and the nostalgic factor of being in Stylesville with Sasha, Chloe, Jade, and Yasmin 2 decades after the first game's release. Flaunt Your Fashion was given the unfortunate task of following up the Bratz Rock Angels video game, and it failed. I found it surprising that a game made in 2002 had a more expansive world and more customizable components than a game made in 2022. For example, When you go to any of the stages in the new Flaunt Your Fashion game, there are only 4 shops at each mall. It looks like abandoned malls in Ohio because nothing else is open. And you see the same 10 NPCs over and over again. At the end of the Flaunt Your Fashion game, which was less than 5 hours with 100% completion, it felt like it was incomplete. I wonder if the plan is going to be to sell future DLC and to try and expand the game that way. But at $40 for the game, I feel that I would have been better off not buying the game and playing Rock Angels on the PlayStation 2 instead. The Bratz video game franchise has tried to revive the brand after a decade since the dolls were sold in stores by bringing it to a new generation of children. Unfortunately, in 2022, Bratz has the competition of LOL Surprise dolls, the Rainbow High dolls, Monster High dolls, and Barbie dolls. All of these brands are well established and have TV shows that the kids are already watching, but for them to try and roll out Bratz in this way with just a video game is not enough. If their target audience was people who played the games when they were growing up in the 2000s, that would be fine. But girls are going to want dolls that they've seen in TV shows and movies already. And unfortunately, this generation of girls doesn't know the Bratz. So, at the end of the day, I think that the older Bratz games were much better and that they should have been left as is, and this new game should not have come out. I believe that if they wanted to update the graphics of the already existing Rock Angels, that would have been way better if they kept all those customizable pieces, but this just felt kind of slapped together and an unfinished product. Let me know if you're thinking about picking up Flaunt Your Fashion and what reason you have. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you for allowing me to try a new style of video. I would like to do more reports and reviews on video games in the future, and this is my first attempt at doing so. So please let me know how it went in the comments below. If you learned anything new, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys back. Bye!